Welcome back to Plan Life Right, the podcast where we talk about life planning, not just financial planning, because when your money's right, everything else gets easier. I'm Kevin Ross. 30 years of helping people retire with confidence, not anxiety.
And I'm Matt Floyd, 15 years in banking, here to ask the real questions you're thinking and to keep this guy honest.
Matt, last week I left you hanging a little, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. And I've been thinking about it every day since.
So October 26, 1984, a 21-year-old rookie walks into a meeting at Nike headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon. He doesn't want to be there. He preferred Adidas. He had to be talked into taking the meeting. Nike had a budget of $250,000. Signed 3 or 4 players for that year's NBA draft. Their marketing executive threw out the budget, put every dollar on this one rookie, all of it, all 250.
That's a serious gamble. Not a lot of people go all in.
Yeah, here's how serious. Nike's goal for the shoe line they were building around this kid was to sell $3 million worth of shoes over 3 years.
Yeah, $3 million over 3 years.
They did $167 million in the first year.
Ooh, $167 million in year one.
Yeah, the kid's name was Michael Jordan.
I thought so.
And nothing in sports, in business, or in retirement planning was ever quite the same again. I'm Kevin Ross.
And I'm Matt Floyd.
This is Plan Life Right.
All right, Kevin, set the scene. What was happening in America in the early 1980s?
Wild is the right word. Coming out of the late 70s, remember last episode we talked about 13% inflation and mortgage rates, heading towards 15%. The early 80s were rough. Recession hit in 81, and in 1982, unemployment peaked at nearly 11%.
I mean, that's higher than the 2008 financial crisis.
Yeah, higher than 2008, but then something shifted. The economy came roaring back in 1983 and 84. The stock market started climbing, corporate America started spending again, and something else happened that changed everything about sports, entertainment, and money.
Cable television.
Bingo. Cable television. ESPN launched September 7th, 1979, just months before Nolan Ryan's $1 million contract. By the early 80s, it was millions of homes, and here's what cable TV did that nobody fully understood at the time. It created an audience that never turned it off.
So sports wasn't just on Sunday afternoons anymore.
Sports was on every night, every channel, all day, on weekends, and advertisers were paying enormous amounts of money, which meant that the leagues had money, which meant the teams had money, which meant players started asking for,
where's my money?
Where's our share? And here's what happened to salaries over that decade. The average Major League Baseball salary in 1980, confirmed by the Major League Baseball Players Association, was $143,000. By 1985, $371,000. By 1989, nearly $500,000.
So in less than 10 years, the average baseball salary more than tripled.
Yeah, and it wasn't just baseball. The NFL was moving right alongside. In 1980, the average NFL player made about $117,000. That same year, the New York Jets handed rookie receiver John Lamb Jones the first $1 million contract in the NFL history.
So the NFL's first $1 million deal was 1980, just 1 year after Nolan Ryan's deal was a baseball.
Yeah, just 1 year later. And by 1984, Joe Montana was on a 6-year deal with the 49ers worth $6.3 million, roughly $1 million a year, the same year Jordan signed with Nike.
So baseball, basketball, football, all 3 of those sports exploding at the same time.
Because the same force was driving it in every league, television money. The NFL alone signed a TV deal in 1982 worth nearly $2 billion over 5 years. Wow. The players looked at those numbers and asked the same question that Nolan Ryan had asked back in 1979.
Hey, man, where's our share?
And you know what? They got it. By 1989, the average NFL salary had climbed to nearly $400,000, up from $117,000 just 9 years before.
So every sport was on that same trajectory.
Yeah, each and every one of them. But baseball and football weren't the most dramatic story of the decade.
Yeah, that's Jordan.
That's Michael Jordan. You're correct.
All right, so walk me through the Jordan deal. I know the outline, Nike, it's Air Jordans, that changed everything. But I want to understand, why was it different, from what came before?
Yeah, here's the context. In 1984, shoe companies signed athletes. That wasn't new. Converse had the entire NBA locked up. Adidas was the cool brand internationally.
Mhm.
Nike was known for running shoes. Basketball was not in their world.
So they were the underdog in this story.
Complete underdog. A marketing executive named Sonny Vaccaro made an argument to Nike's leadership. He said, forget what everyone else is doing. Michael Jordan is going to be different. Not because he's the most talented player in the draft. There are always talented players, but because he's going to be the bridge between sports and culture in a way nobody's ever seen before. He said, if we put everything behind this one kid, we don't just get an athlete, we get a brand that can outlive his playing career.
Yeah, and leadership said yes to that, I bet.
They said yes to that. It did take some arm twisting, but they went all in, $250,000 to 3 or 4 players, or every dollar to this one rookie. And they chose that rookie, obviously. And they gave him something nobody else in basketball was offering.
What's that?
His own shoe line, his own logo, his own piece of the company. So in 1984, that didn't even exist. The shoe was just the brand you wore. Michael Jordan got the Air Jordan, a shoe with his name on it, a shoe that was his.
And he'd get a cut of every single shoe sold.
Yeah, he'd get that cut. Year one, $126 million sold. He didn't make $126 million, but his cut was life-changing. And more importantly, his cut kept growing. Every year, the Air Jordan sold more. Every year, his percentage grew.
So that was the real innovation, wasn't it? It wasn't the shoe, it was that structure.
Yeah, it was the structure. And this is where the Dolores Jordan detail comes in. Dolores was Michael's mother, and she was in that room. She didn't accept a flat 5-year deal. Most athletes would have. $5 million locked in, done. But Dolores said, my son's value is going to grow. His income should grow with it. So she negotiated a royalty clause, a percentage that went up over time.
So she wasn't, letting them lock him into a fixed number.
Yeah, she locked in growth. And by the time that the original contract was done, Michael Jordan had more money from Nike than most people make an entire lifetime. The shoe line was worth billions.
And once that door opened,
Everything went up. And it never came back down again. Matt, so here's what I want people to understand about the 1980s, because on the surface, it looks like athletes finally got what they deserved. The money caught up to the value, a happy ending.
yeah, and I'm guessing it's not that simple.
Never is it?
It never is.
Because look at what happened to the cost of everything else during the same decade. In 1980, the median home price was $47,000. By 1989, it was around $89,000, almost double in 9 years.
So as athlete salaries doubled,
Housing doubled. Healthcare costs more than doubled. College tuition, about $3,500 a year for a 4-year public university in 1980. That's right, $3,500 for the full 4
not
years.
even one class per
Right.
semester.
Had climbed to over $5,000 by 1989.
So the athletes got richer, but the world got more expensive at that same pace.
Yeah, at the same pace, exactly. Or faster in some cases. Nobody, not even Michael Jordan, actually outran inflation. They just ran alongside it as like at a higher altitude.
Oh, okay. And for everyone who wasn't Michael Jordan,
Yeah, median household income went from about $17,700 in 1980 to about $27,000 by 1989. That's real growth. People felt it, but the house that cost $47,000 when they started saving cost $89,000 by the time they saved enough money to buy it.
so that finish line just kept moving every year.
Yeah, the finish line always keeps moving. And here's the part that matters for everyone listening right now. The people who retired in the late 1980s, who built their income plan around the things that cost in 1985, by the time they hit 75 or 80, they were living in a world that had completely repriced around them, and their income hadn't kept up.
That's because a fixed income, even a good one, it doesn't adjust for the world that keeps getting more expensive around it.
And that's not a 1980s problem. That's a 2025, 2026 problem. It's going to be a 2035 problem. It's happening right now to real people who plan their retirements using today's prices as if it'll be their price forever.
The lesson of the 1980s, more money doesn't mean you're ahead. It means the whole game just got bigger.
Yeah, and if your income plan isn't built around growth, you're not in the game anymore. You're watching from the outside. So here's what the 80s should teach every person planning for retirement today. It wasn't enough to make more. You had to make more than inflation. And most people, even successful people, didn't do it.
Because they were measuring their wealth in dollars, not in what those dollars can actually buy.
Yeah, and that's the distinction here. Dollars versus purchasing power, okay, is the most important thing we help people understand at planliferight.com. Their free retirement income scorecard isn't just about how much income you have. It's about how much of that income is protected from the inflation that is coming from all of us.
Because guaranteed income that doesn't grow is the same as a pay cut every year. It's silent and it's automatic, and you don't even notice it till it's too late.
Yeah, every single year it happens. So go to planliferight.com, download the scorecard. It's free. Find out now just what your income will be, but how much of it's going to actually be inflation resistant. That's important.
Yeah, that question. I mean, how much of my income can inflation actually touch? Most people have never even been asked that question. The scorecard asks it, and the answer changes everything. Kevin, for the advisors listening, the Jordan deal has a lesson for them too. But I don't think it's about shoe deals.
Yeah.
We're not going to get the air retirement advisor anytime soon, right?
Yeah, wish we could. It's about the royalty clause. Dolores Jordan didn't accept a flat fee. She said, my son's value grows over time. His income should grow with it.
And that's exactly what you want for your retirement income. Something that grows with inflation or grows at a flat rate, at least. At the very least, it should grow at a flat rate. Not flat payment that erodes over time, where your $5,000 check 10 years ago don't mean nothing today. Income that participates in the growth of the world around it. That's what you need to be designing.
And that's the whole game. If you're an advisor and you're not having the inflation adjusted income conversation with every client, someone else is going to have it.
Yeah, one of my guys is going to have it with your client. You better watch out. And once your client realizes their current plan doesn't account for 30 years of rising costs, they will be looking for someone who gets it.
So come to advisorrescue.net, schedule your strategy call. We'll give you the tools to show your clients not just what their income will be, but what will be worth in 10, 20, 30 years. That is the advisor who earns loyalty for life.
Advisorrescue.net. Be the advisor thinking about the world your clients are retiring into, not the one they're retiring from.
Next week, we go to the 1990s and the numbers get truly staggering.
Oh, man, how staggering are we talking?
In the 1990s, athletes didn't just become brands, they became global empires. The endorsement deals got bigger, TV contracts got bigger, and for the first time, athlete salaries started crossing into territory once reserved for one group of people.
Which group?
CEOs.
Ooh.
For the first time in American history, an athlete was making as much or more than the chief executive of a Fortune 500 company.
That's a line I didn't even know existed until you just said it.
And that's when that line crossed. It told us something important about where money was going and where inflation was going with it. So next week, the 1990s, when athletes become CEOs and nobody in America was planning for what came next. Life happens fast.
Make sure your income is ready for it.
I'm Kevin Ross.
And I'm Matt Floyd.
This, Plan Life Right.